to talk about this idea of chaticha naset nevela. Here we are. Now, like I said, what we're learning here in this class is just like an overview. We're like skimming over. I wouldn't call it skimming. We are swimming through the top layer of basar v'chalav. And we learn such terms as chaticha nasa nevela. We learned kli rishon, kli sheni. We learned no ten tam livgam, iser belua. Okay, I have to figure out a way that I can print this out. We'll make a test. Huh? Make a test. Everyone will be tested on this material. Why not? No cheating allowed. No cheating possible. It's impossible to cheat. Everybody can do whatever they want to, but I want everybody to find the answers. All right, let's go to, we finished chapter, here's an interesting law. Here's an interesting law. Here's an interesting law. Law number 4. Yeah, law number 3 is also interesting. Let's go. Okay, so we learned in law number 2, we're now in chapter 95. We learned in law number 2 in chapter 95. In Hebrew, it's called Simon Tzaddik, Simon 95. And we have Seif. Seif means which law? Seif Gimel. So if you want to put it up on the thing, you can do that. If not, I'll just read it to you. All right, ready? Karot shel basar. Plates that were of meat. Let's say you put hot boiling meat on these plates. Shehudchu biyora chalevis. And you washed these plates. They're all dirty. And now you wash them. Nowadays they have washing machines and things like that the water keeps changing all the time. So there's no real problem in the washing machines. Unless you put them together or something. Okay. So, but what it didn't used to be like that. What they used to have is they would have like a big pot. They would boil water in it, and then they would put the dishes in the pot, and they would wash their dishes. Put the dishes in there, and they would wash them over there. Okay, now you have fleshik, meaty plates that are washed in a pot of boiling water, and that pot was milchik. Now, it wasn't really boiling hot because you couldn't put your hand in it, but it was so hot that you could, but only with great difficulty could you put your hand in it. It's called yad soletis b'hem. Yad soletis means the hand is, it reacts from them. Can't stick your hand in, only with great difficulty. Shneim b'nei yoma. Both of them have been used within the last day. In other words, you boiled milk in this big pot, filled the pot up with milk, boiled milk in it, poured all the milk out, right? Distributed the milk to the poor or whatever you did, washed the pot out, and 1 hour later, you washed in this pot fleshika dishes. Okay, now what's going to be now? Put in the water. This is. It says mutar. It's permissible. Why? Mishum, because the havele noten tam bar noten tam, because it is a taste. What comes out of this wall of the milchik pot comes out the taste of milk. The taste of milk comes out into the pot. There's no actual milk there. So the taste of milk comes out of the pot. What comes out of the plates? The taste of meat. So if so, this is what we call a taste that was born of a taste. And everything is permissible. The taste of milk is permissible. The taste of meat is permissible. But who sheyomar, it has to be that you say, borili shaloa yashum shuman davak boyam. There was no dirt on them. Why you're washing these dishes if there's no dirt on them, I don't know, but that's the case. Wash them by mistake, who knows? So if both of them, neither of them had any actual meat and no actual milk or cheese, whatever is in this pot, then we say that the whole business is permissible. But if they were dirty, then there has to be in the water, because there is the third element. There's milk, meat, and there's also water. There has to be in the water 60 against the mamashut, the actual amount of the oil that's on these pots, or one pot or whatever. Good. Is this ever going to happen? Well, we can figure out maybe a case that it might happen, right? We can figure out a case where it might happen. You know, let's say, for instance, you stuck a spoon. There was a fleshik spoon, and you stuck it by accident into a pot that you had just cooked milk in, and you did not wash that pot out well. You stuck out a dirty fleshik spoon. Let's say you put the spoon into soup, and you laid it out the soup to everybody, and then afterward you put it into this pot, boiling pot of what you thought was water, in a parva pot or fleshik pot, and the pot was milchik. You had just used, and your wife comes in and says, "Why did you put that fleshik spoon ladle into this milchik pot?" You say, "What do you mean milchik? Oh, that's milchik. I didn't know that, but it was probably clean, right?" And she says, "I'm wrong. It was not clean. I just cooked boiled milk in that pot." So now you've got big problems. But if they both were clean, there would be absolutely no problem whatsoever, even though the pot was milchik and the ladle was fleshik. Says the Ramah, yesh osrim, some people make it forbidden, afilu ein shuman davok b'hem. Some people say that these both are forbidden, even, or at least the one that hasn't got 60. Let's talk about our case, the ladle, the fleshik ladle, and the milchik pot. Some people say that it is forbidden if there's no fat, even if it's clean. Even if the pot was totally clean, you cooked milk in it, cleaned out the pot, put water in it, boiling, then you have a ladle that you took out soup and you washed it off, and by mistake put it in this pot. Some people will say it's forbidden. If you're a Sephardi, they're permissible. If you're an Ashkenazi, what can you do? You can't change back. You're an Ashkenazi, that's it. The spoon is forbidden, says the Ramah, Elin Kain, unless one of the vessels is not ben Yoma, or if it is not from a Kli Rishon. In other words, there was never any fire directly under the pot or the spoon. But as kol kalim mutar, and then all the vessels will be permissible. So if you take my case, let's say, right, and you stick this ladle into a boiling hot pot of soup, then the ladle is considered to be a Kli Rishon. We'll learn exactly what is the law of a ladle, but for our purposes, it's what we call a Kli Rishon. As kol kalim mutar, and then all the vessels will be permissible. In other words, if one of those two vessels, either the meat one or the milchik one, were used more than 24 hours ago, or either one of them was used not in a Kli Rishon. For instance, you stuck this ladle, you poured it from the pot into a serving bowl, and you use the ladle. This was the ladle you used from the serving bowl. Then that wouldn't the ladle would not be fleshik, because the serving bowl is only what's called a klisheni. But if both of them were b'nei yoma, and you wash them together in a kli rishon, then everything is going to be forbidden. Okay, here we got another case, almost the same thing. You have a fleshik ladle, and you have a milchik ladle, and you stick them both into boiling hot water in a pot that's parve. Now the pot mixes them together. Now this is something like the problem that some people get with washing machines, something like dishwashers. Even though it's not this, you have to ask your rabbi, your local rabbi, what the law is. Here we're just learning what the laws are. You should know there's a general law that says that only practicing rabbis can actually psak halachas, unless it's something that everybody knows. But if, for instance, I say something and I know all the laws over here and I say something, and there's a practicing rabbi that says something, the law is like him. That's the way the law goes. If you had a Rosh Yeshiva, 2 Rosh Yeshivas, 10 Rosh Yeshivas that all say the same thing, and you get one rabbi that's a practice, we're talking about our Orthodox rabbi, one rabbi that actually knows what he's talking about, then the law goes like him. That's the law. The Rebbe said the others are das balabat. Not the Rebbe, brought it from the Shulchan Aruch. This is the custom, and you should not change. But it has to be that you wash both of these vessels in a kli rishon. But if you wash them one after the other, a milchika vessel and a fleshik one after the other, or in a kli sheni, or you wash them both in a vessel which was never on the fire, even together, then everything is permissible. Okay, ready? Listen to this one, and this is the last one. What if you pour on these vessels? You have a milchika vessel and a fleshika vessel, and they're both dirty, and you pour on them from a kli rishon. Now, this is more similar to a washing machine. You pour on them from a kli rishon. What's the law going to be? We'll find out tomorrow. But let me just explain to you why the Ramah says that it's forbidden. What does he say? Look at here we have, let's just take the example over here. You have the pot, right? You have the pot. The pot is a fleshik pot. Do I have a pot here? I got a pot. Watch this. This is the pot. What do I got in here? Oh, look at this. That's some good things over there. Okay. I have this pot, right? Here's the pot. This is a milchika pot. I used this pot less than 24 hours ago. Good. And I stick in this milchika pot, I have a spoon. This is my spoon, fleshika spoon. I stick the fleshika spoon into the milchika pot. It's boiling. Boiling. Both of them are ben yoma. This was used less than 24 hours, and this was used less than 24 hours. Let's turn it around this way so it looks better. This was used less than 24 hours. No good? What's wrong? What's wrong? I can't hear you.
I think everything's going to be bad.
Watch this. Here we have a milchika pot, boiling. You take a fleshika spoon, clean milchika pot. Anything, see, nothing inside?
Yeah, but used less than 24 hours ago.
Less than 24 hours ago, but it's totally clean. You have a fleshika spoon, totally clean, but it was used less than 24 hours ago in meat. This is boiling. You stir them up together. Put it in here by mistake, and you stir it up. You stuck it in. The Mechaber says permissible. No problem. Because what comes out of this? The taste of milk. What comes out of this? The taste of meat. What does it do? It comes into the water. Therefore, this receives a deadened, a weak taste of meat, of milk. I'm sorry, this is a meat spoon. This gets a weak taste of milk from this pot, and the pot gets a weak taste of meat from this spoon. So therefore, it's called a double taste, not barna, taste of a taste. This receives a taste of a taste, and this receives a taste of a taste. Therefore, it's permissible. Says the Ramah, nah. How do you know what happened? Maybe the taste from here, when it touched the walls, jumped directly into the wall, the milk taste in the wall. And when it touched also, the milk taste from here jumped directly into it, not through the water.
Sounds like my wife.
Or 1 minute. Also, I mean, you really understand molecular science? Huh? it so happens to be that those atoms have a lot of space over there between the protons and the electrons speeding around that neutron over there. Whatever, no, is it? No, the electrons speeding around the protons and the neutrons. So there's this big space. In that space, the taste of the milk shoots through the water, and hits directly the taste which is in the spoon. And the same thing, the taste of the meat shoots through those electrons and hits directly into the, so you don't know if the taste didn't go directly through and hit. Therefore, it is not considered to be a taste of a taste. It is considered to be a taste, the first taste, and they touch it. So says the Ramah. Very machmer, yes, it's true. Maybe a little bit funny, but if you're an Ashkenazi, it's not funny because your plates and your spoons and your pots will be forbidden. So there's a simple solution. Don't learn the Shulchan Aruch.
I'm not letting my wife listen to this stuff.
Bad solution. Not only that, it says that there's a lot of things in the Shulchan Aruch. You know, you go according to the Ramah, you can go according to the Ramah, right? There's a lot of times we say the thing was not barnat, it's Eno ben Yoma, it was in a klisheni, right? And the wife says, hey, I cooked this thing in this pot. You said, no, it's not forbidden. It's a klisheni, and it's not barnat, and it's Eno ben Yoma. And the wife says, listen, with your Shulchan Aruch, you're making my whole kitchen treif. Okay, my friends.
Wait. Sometime at some point, are we going to be talking about the sink and washing dishes and multiple sponges? I'm getting crazy over this stuff.
I can only give you one advice, and that is
get 2 kitchens.
Whistle while you work. Be happy when you do it. It's a wonderful thing you're doing, to wash the dishes. Nothing like it. Making a dira b'tachtonim. Okay, see you tomorrow morning, 8:15.